As of September 2025, there is an updated version of the EYFS Statutory Framework for childminders and group and school-based providers. It is important to note that this is not a new framework and does not change the educational reforms made in 2021 and 2024. The 2025 framework, effective from September, was a result of a government consultation with the sector about how best to keep children healthy and safe in education. There was strong support from the sector to the proposed changes to safeguarding requirements in the framework. The major changes are to the safeguarding requirements, and early years practitioners should be sure to read, understand, and implement the changes. Here are the changes that early years practitioners should be aware of. Safer recruitment needs to be promoted, and this includes providing and obtaining references and a requirement for safeguarding policies to include procedures to ensure that only suitable individuals are recruited. Childminders must obtain a reference for any childminding assistance they employ. When a child has been absent for a prolonged period of time, providers need to follow this up with parents or carers and alternative emergency contacts. If there are concerns about the safety and well-being of an absent child, a referral needs to be made to local children's social care services or a police welfare check requested. Settings should hold more than 2 emergency contact numbers for each child. Providers need to ensure and promote safer eating, and there should always be a member of staff in the room with a valid pediatric first aid certificate when children are eating. Safeguarding policies need to include details of how safeguarding training is delivered, including how practitioners are supported to put training into practice. Training must be renewed every 2 years. Early years students and trainees are now required to have pediatric first aid training in order to be included in ratios at the level below their level of study. There needs to be appropriate whistleblowing procedures in place for staff to raise concerns about poor or unsafe practice in the setting's safeguarding provision. And children's privacy during nappy changing and toileting is considered and balanced with safeguarding considerations. There are also minor changes to structure and wording that providers should be aware of, especially if directing employees to certain sections, pages, annexes, etc. Take time to familiarize yourself with the changes to the EYFS statutory framework and ensure everyone who works at the early years setting has been made aware of the changes and has access to a copy of the document.